Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Marilyn Darling Show, and welcome to another episode of 30 Inks 30 Days. How is everyone doing today? Are ya having a nice day? I hope you're having a nice day wherever you are in the world. Today, we are looking at another brown ink. This one is from KWZ. KWZ Smells. It smells like coffee. And instead of KWZ's normal vanilla smelling ink, this one does smell like a nice light brew coffee, which is very interesting because it also looks like coffee. Very nice, very nice. Alright, before we start, let's share this with our friends so that they can come and hang out with us too. At this time, I would encourage you to share this with your friends so that they can also come and hang out with us too. I don't hardly share these as often as I used to because I've been told off in no certain terms. Okay, there we go. We are all shared out with our friends, so that hopefully now that they can come and hang out with us too. Alright, let's take a look at today's ink. Today's ink is a rich, kind of chocolatey brown color. Definitely has reminiscent of coffee. Here is our today's ink swatch, and water resistance test shows it does have a lot of water resistance. I might consider using this on the outside of an envelope. Here is our toilet paper chromatography. And there is a large amount of gray matter that's going on in there. And then there's some dark brown that you can't really see, and then this orange color that is very reminiscent of the pen that I put it in. And here's our ink painting of the day. Today's pen, we will be using the Can Write Desire with a Noodler's Flex Nib. This is It Smells. It smells like coffee. Hi, Bumblebee. How are you doing today? I feel alright. Much better than I have the last couple of days. After I figured out my medicine schedule, I feel much better. So thank you for asking. Let's see how this ink tracks. Tracks really nice. Probably not the best tracking, but not too bad. I am good. Just snuggling with the boo. Oh, I'm sure. Poor little baby. So you said her surgery is on Tuesday? Tuesday. Tomorrow, Monday. Okay. I will think good thoughts tonight then. I hope everything goes well. Okay. Let's do some paper review. Oh, I need a new finger cut because I broke mine yesterday. These little finger cuts are great for gripping paper, so just in case anybody was wondering. Alright, this is the Pen and Gear memo book from Walmart.com. Just gonna scooch in here a little bit. There is no feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. Yeah. Poor little Booney, she's having a bad time. So if you guys have it in you, give a little thought and a prayer for our little friend Luna, because she's going in to have surgery tomorrow. Late tonight, because they live in the UK, so think good thoughts. Alright, this is lightweight traveler's notebook paper. No feathering, a little bit of ghosting. This is super lightweight traveler's notebook paper. No feathering, a little bit of ghosting. Moleskin 70 GSM, feathered like a chicken, bled to the page. Field Notes Journal. A little bit of spread, a little bit of bleeding, a little bit of ghosting. This is Fabriano Eco Qua 85 GSM. No feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. This is a Yush 100 GSM paper. No feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. Leuchtturm 1917. No feathering, no bleeding, little bit of ghosting. This is Midori MD paper. No feathering, no bleeding, a little bit of ghosting. 52 GSM Tumaway River. No feathering, no bleeding, barely any ghosting. Cosmo Air Light 75 GSM. No feathering. A little bit of bleeding, a little bit of ghosting. Office Depot Office Max paper. Feathered like a chicken. Bled to the page. The journal from the Dollar Tree. Tiny little bit of feathering. No bleeding, no ghosting. Caliber Soft Journal. A little bit of feathering, a little bit of bleeding, a little bit of ghosting. This is Clairefontaine 90 GSM. A little bit of feathering, a little bit of bleeding, a little bit of ghosting. This is Maramon Nemosiny 80 GSM Dark Red. No feathering, no bleeding, a little bit of ghosting. Oxford Optic paper. A little bit of feathering, little bit of bleeding, a little bit of ghosting. Exceed 100 GSM heavyweight paper from Walmart.com. A little bit of feathering, a little bit of bleeding, a little bit of ghosting. This is Archer and Olive notebook paper, 160 GSM. No feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. This is Up and Up Wide Ruled composition book from Target.com. Beautiful shading, no feathering, no bleeding, only a tiniest bit of ghosting. True Red composition book from Staples.com. Feather like a chicken. A little bit of bleeding, a little bit of ghosting. This is Apica 81.4 GSM. Nice shading, no feathering, no bleeding, barely any ghosting. Pelican notebook paper. A little bit of spread, no bleeding, no ghosting. Nanami 7C 68 GSM, Tomoe River. No feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. Sanzan Tomoe River. No feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. U-Style notebook paper. Just the tiniest bit of spread. A little bit of bleeding, a little bit of ghosting. Go Apica, yes. CVS Caliber notebook paper. No feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. Oxford notebook paper. No feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. 5-star notebook paper. Feathered like a chicken. Blend to the page. This is Pen & Gear heavyweight notebook paper. No feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. HP Premium 32-pound copy paper. It's got a little bit of shading, a little bit of spread. No bleeding, no ghosting. Barely any ghosting. Aqua B cross-section pad. No feathering. A little bit of bleeding, a little bit of ghosting. This is the J&B copper plate graph pad from JohnNealBooks.com. A little bit of spread. A little bit of bleeding, a little bit of ghosting. This is Ronia dot pad 80 GSM. No feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. Original Crown Mill 100 GSM paper. Feather like a chicken, blend to the page. I was just thinking about this, Wumble. Do you have an art store that you go to? Like a physical art store? You might try and look up Rodia dot pad. It's like $10 for a notepad, but it's kind of... It's really good paper, too. Oh, God. It's happening again with the yarns. And I even boiled some water and totally didn't make my coffee. Okay, let's do a comparison panel, see where this thing lies. Okay. I think it's a brown ink. I think it's safe to say that it's clearly a brown ink, but I have been known to be wrong before. Alright, this is KWZ Smells Like Coffee. I am going to bump up the lights just a little bit so we can see some of the differentiating properties of this ink. But it is a fairly dark ink, so just keep that in mind. Rhodia dot pen proper bujo. They do have Rhodia. It's called the Rhodia Gold Book. Rhodia Gold Book. Goal. And that comes in a proper journal. The bullet journal method is based on Ryder Carroll and the bullet journal method. You can find him on YouTube. Just search bullet journal method. There are people on there that will teach you about how to use the proper bullet journal method, and also ways that are not usually typically used for the bullet journal method. I think that a journal should be whatever you need it to be. But I also think that the journal should be numbered, so that way if you want to, you can create a, what do they call it? A syllabus, a guide, an index, that's what they call it. An index of what pages you have with what dates. God, I'm so sorry. In my big mouth. But me, I am a tabs type of person. Like, I don't care if my tabs are bent or whatever. I am a tabs person. And you just gotta work it for however you need it to work for you. And the great thing about the bullet journal method is if you don't like the way something looks one week, then you can change it the next week. Yeah, I mean, there's not really anything I can do about it. Some people prefer to do an index and to have the pages numbered, and that way you can look back on the index and then go to the page. But if I can visually put my finger on a place where it needs to be at that time, then I don't care if it's sticking out or bent or whatever. Okay, moving right along. This is KWZ Smells Like Coffee next to Mont Blanc Toffee Brown, Cuttlefish Brown, Writing Desk, Lady Rose and Gold, Nude, Burnt Sienna, Chocolate Brown, Chocolate Pudding, Carcos Brown, Diamond Winter Spice, Summer Solstice, Becky, Crystal Topaz, Pick Me Up, Chocolate, Tortoiseshell Brown, Beaver Dam Brown, Sepia, Whaleman Sepia, Sepia Black, Coco de Brazil, Rome Burning, Tobacco Sunburst, Cognac Brown, Sepia, Brandy Snap, Golden Brown, Encre Brune, Terracotta, Kiowa Pecan, Pumpkin Cake, Noodler's Beaver, SBRE Brown, Ginger Chicken, Muskrat, Mason's Song, Grand Canyon, Nanita, Brown Sugar, Yule Log, these ones are actually kind of close, Scotch Brown, Nightshade, Walnut, Polar Brown, Gitzinia Lide the or Lide Te, Script Brown, Smoky Quartz, Document Urban Sienna, Saddle Brown, Dusted Truffle, Tierra Colorada, Burley Wood, Golden Brown, Honey, Ink Brown, William Shakespeare, Umi Murasaki, Red Black, Hippo Purple, Queen of Hearts, Infinite Cube, Raw Sienna, Vampire Red, Encre Havane, Sepia. This one's a lighter version of this one. Hickory Aflame, Visconti Sepia, Cocoa Shimmer, Ochre, Treehouse, and Chocolate Pudding. This one only had like 3 inks in common with it, which I thought was very interesting. It's a very unique ink. I've seen some paper clip tabs that stick out. That's cute. Yeah, I mean, it's basically whatever you need it to be. If you want your bullet journal to have all kinds of crazy things coming at it, I see people that use like a paper clip with a piece of cloth attached to it to denote a tab. I know people like April. She used to make she used to make bookmarks. Like, I have a huge A5 size bookmark that I used when I was using my other bullet journals. So. And which I will probably use this year. This is what the ink looks like on 52 GSM Tomoe River, the old Hobonichi Tomoe River. I don't think I'm going to be getting a Hobonichi this year. I really don't like the sizing of the... the grid, and I feel very confined to just this one page. Because sometimes I want to ramble on, and sometimes I don't want to put anything. And sometimes I feel like I'm wasting a page, and sometimes I feel like I have too much to write, and I don't want to feel confined. So, next year it's going to be something different. Okay, well, that's all I've got for today. I want to thank you all for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed this one. I hope that you learned something. Please share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media. Don't forget to check out my new website. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Join our calligraphy class on Wednesdays on Twitch and Saturdays on Zoom. You can find the links on my Instagram to the Zoom. Join our Discord. Share your calligraphy journey. Share your pictures. Share your life with me. I would be very curious to know. And also, if you'd like to save 10% off on your next order, check the link in the description to Pen Boutique and save 10% off on your next order. And that's all I've got. Have a great day. Okay, love you. Bye.